Here's Cook. Good patient run, and he busts it through. Right on cue. Off to the races. James Cook. House call. Touchdown somersault. He's in.
Bridges won't let him bake.
Boy. Yeah. A car drove over an overpass and landed on Interstate 5 in South
Is it safe to come out now? Jesus, yesterday was traumatic. Welcome back to the Ozone. Well, you know I'm going to keep it straight with you. And boy, Carolina Panther fans, I know y'all experiencing this great old Monday, minus the donuts from Krispy Kreme. You know, honestly, I don't even know if they do that anymore after a Panthers win. Well, we don't even think about it today because we weren't close to a win yesterday. We got beat down by the Buffalo Bills so bad that I had to go get me some Buffalo Bills attire. No, I'm lying. This is my work uniform or work jacket. But I mean, honestly, I'm not as mad as I'm sure Panther fans probably feel. The score was nasty to experience and to go through. The gameplay that the Panthers put on display was pretty nasty. And that kind of started with Andy Dalton. I'm gonna touch on him in a second. But honestly, the reason why I wasn't so mad about it is because I wasn't expecting us to win in the first place. I mean, Bryce or not, you're talking about the Buffalo Bills, who just lost like 2 straight before they went on a bye. So they're frustrated from losing 2 straight. They go on a bye for a week and have to sit in that frustration for another week. You know they was gonna come and let out their frustration on the Panthers, and boy, did the Panthers just give them a relief valve. I mean, honestly, the Bills didn't even seem to play that great of a game, like competitively, because I mean, it wasn't really competitive. They didn't really have to fight for much. They got anything they wanted. James Cook was out there looking like he was about to run for 500 yards yesterday. We get the coaches. The coaches want to come out after halftime and talk about, you know, emphasizing how to slow down James Cook. Literally, as the coach is talking, the next play during the drive, like James Cook take off for like 10 to 12 yards. Like, what did y'all even listen to during halftime? What did you listen to in the locker room? How is little small James Cook sitting here running through all these big linemen and all that type of stuff? Honestly, it does have to do with the Bills having a competent offensive line, whereas the Panthers don't really possess that. And that kind of, you know, it kind of explains why Andy Dalton was in the position he was in yesterday. I'm not going to sit here and let Andy Dalton off the hook, because for a veteran quarterback, you know, a player, you know, who's sitting on the bench, who, you know, some of our teammates, I mean, some of our fans don't really mind turning to, you know, if Bryce isn't available or if Bryce is out there stinking it up. Some of our fans, you know, we clamor to bring Andy Dalton in because he is an experienced quarterback. Yesterday was not pretty for Andy Dalton, but I mean, he's a backup. He's a backup, a 30-plus-year-old backup quarterback. I don't really know what all we was expecting from him. I mean, I guess maybe you was expecting him to maybe lead us to a win or maybe make us a little bit more competitive than we was yesterday. But I don't put it all on him. It does have to do with the line. The line was not great at blocking. We have several third and longs, and they don't give Andy Dalton any time to sit there and try to find a play or wait for a play to get open. He gets sacked on 3rd and longs, or the play where the lineman came through, like immediately came through, knocked down or deflected a pass up into the air and caught the ball for an interception and ran it almost back to the end zone. That's not just on Andy Dalton. That is the line. That is the line. That lineman should not have got there. Should not have got through that line as fast as he did to be able to knock that pass down that Andy Dalton threw. But that's the tale of, like, the tale of the game, because that's essentially what was, you know, demoralizing us. the defense was getting, like I say, just getting hammered by whatever the Bills had to throw at them. James Cook, I believe, scored 2 touchdowns rushing. Josh Allen scored a touchdown on like a tush push version of, the Eagles tush push. Shakir ended up catching a pass and running it for about 40-50 yards to the end zone. It was nasty all the way around. But like I say, regardless, if we had Bryce or not, like, we wasn't gonna win that. I wasn't expecting it. But maybe it shouldn't have been, a blowout. But if you're a juggernaut team or one of those, higher echelon type teams that who's expected to be, championship contenders, Super Bowl contenders, you don't sit there and play around with your food. So if you got an inferior team in front of you, you're going to sit there and, smack them down and put them back in their place where they're supposed to be. Unfortunately, that's not what the Bills did, the prior 2 weeks before their bye. But, that's why you go into that bye week, you use that bye week, to study film, to recover, to try to clean up some things that you can use improvement in. And I don't know if the Bills exactly did that, but I know the Panthers wasn't much for them to even have to choke up over, because, we just kind of laid down and allowed them to do what they wanted to do. And like I say, the offense wasn't getting much going. We got one little measly touchdown at the end of the game out of Chuba. And so, we had a good thing going. We was on a 3-game winning streak. I know last week I didn't touch on the win we had against the Jets. That was fantastic. J.C. Horn had 2 incredible interceptions that I didn't touch on. But the Panthers team, we're showing some strides of improvement. I don't know what the future holds for us, going down the rest of the season, because we have a tough schedule ahead of us, like one of the toughest remaining schedules in the season left. So we just got to take it game by game. I feel like we don't even get our week until our bye week until like week 12 or 13. I may be wrong about that, but we're a fun team. We're a fun team to watch play every night. Every Sunday. See if we can come out with some wins. Let me take that back. I wouldn't say fun. We're a fun team for Panther fans. If your team is out there doing well, it's gonna be fun. And if they're getting smacked down like we did yesterday, it's not that great. But yeah, y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know how y'all felt about this game. It's not the end of the world, Panther fans. We'll be able to bounce back, hopefully. In the future, we got to take care of some of these divisional games. We got the Bucs still coming up. And what else we got? The Saints. So, we got a few of those games that we got to make sure we take care of business in. So don't, let this get us down. This is the Buffalo Bills. That's what the Bills do. That's what they're at least supposed to do. And so if we're trying to at least be close to their levels, we do have some improvement to do. And so don't be down. Like, we're not nowhere near the Buffalo Bills. So that was expected to happen. Peace, y'all.